Hi, my name is Courtney Gordon. I'm the Fire Marshal, Battalion Chief for the Indianapolis Fire Department. I'm here to talk to you today about some of the products that can help make your home safer. One of the products I want to mention first would be a sprinkler system. It's important that you let your customers know. You don't have a lot of customers who will have sprinkler system, but depending on the area of the country you live in or what region you're from, you may have some based on local laws and ordinance that suggest or recommend that every new home install a sprinkler system. With that said, what you need to inform them with regards to a sprinkler system, that is very important that they have a qualified professional come out yearly to inspect that sprinkler system to ensure that it's working properly and that it's safe. Another product that your customers will probably ask you about are fire extinguishers. Fire extinguishers have been around a long time and they're very useful and effective in putting out smaller fires. They may ask you, as an example, what type of extinguisher to get. What you would like for them to purchase would be a multi-purpose extinguisher. That would be one that would extinguish a B, or C fire. And you want to make sure they don't select an extinguisher that is too heavy for the home. They just want to get a small extinguisher, and again, they want to be able to maneuver that extinguisher in the event of a fire. Also, some products, if you live upstairs, because we ask that people have two ways out of the home, and you can find escape ladders. Those are very useful if you have need a second way out. The only issue with escape ladders is you can only use them one time. So in essence, you really can't practice them. You can't use the actual escape ladder, because once you use it, most manufacturers will suggest that the product is no longer, they won't back the product at that. But with that said, it is still a very useful product. Some of the more common hazards in the home that we find with people would be areas such as cooking. Cooking is always, we have a lot of cooking fires. And one of the things about cooking fires that we share with people, just make sure you're very, very attentive. Make sure your handles point in and not out, because we don't want little accidents. And again, if you do happen to have a small fire, one of the first things you need to do is contact your local fire department. Call 911 before you take any actions. Before you pick up that fire extinguisher to try to extinguish the fire, make sure you have a way out. Make sure the fire isn't growing, and just know that most extinguishers will be dumped out. Most of those size extinguishers will be dumped out in about 8 seconds. But the most important thing is to make sure you get out. Some of the more hazards that you may find in your house, some of the things that we need to do just to make sure that your home is safer, some of your appliances in your home, case in point such as your furnace. Make sure you have a qualified professional come in every year to check your furnace, and you have to make sure that you change those air filters often. It's been suggested by some that you change your air filters as much as once a month. This will help your furnace be more efficient, and it also is just good for your furnace to keep it up, keep it clean. Also the chimney as well. If you have a chimney, make sure you have that checked once a year, and make sure that when you are using your chimney, that you open that flue up. That's very important. We get a lot of calls for people who forget to open up the flues. And in the wintertime, we have a lot of exhaust pipes that sit out up on our home. When you ever you have a heavy snow, depending on what area of the country you're in, just make sure that those pipes are not covered up with snow or ice or things like that, because that product now is banking its way back into the house. Make sure that if you have space heaters in your home, that there are at least 36 inches of clear space around it. What we mean by that, don't have combustible items. If you have a space area in the corner of your home, don't set it too close to a chair or too close to the clothes. Just remind the customers that space heater has to breathe. And most space heaters today, they are required to have what we call tip-over shut-off protection, which means that if it tips over, that it will shut off. So remind your customers that. Remind them about frayed wires. Also, if you have your bigger appliances, you want to plug them directly into the wall. That's very important. You don't want to have an extension cord and what we call fire marshal's term Daisey-Chain, where you take an extension cord and you connect it to another extension cord. So when you have customers that's coming in to purchase extension cords, get an understanding what they are using it for, because we don't want overloaded circuits. And so make sure you express to them that it's important that their bigger appliances, your washer, your dryers, your coffee makers, refrigerators, things like that they are plugging those directly into the wall. Also of significance in the home would be dryer vents. Make sure you go out and clean those dryer vents from the outside of the home, and also when you are doing your laundry, the dryer vents, when you open up your dryer door, there's the smaller vent that's right there that collects the lint. Make sure they clean, you remind the customers to clean that out, but it's very important to let them know that the vent that's putting the product outside, that is cleaned as well. Another area of concern, especially around the holidays, would be the use of candles. Make sure you never leave candles unattended. Always put them out when you leave. One of the things that we suggest that you buy the candles, they have the electric candles. They are a very safe product, one that you plug into the wall and they just kind of heat up and they bring the fragrance out that way. But I know some of the customers will want to use candles. Just remind them, never leave those candles unattended.